Hello everybody, Lurgs here, welcome to my channel, and today it's what to do if your Bosch washing machine is not draining water. I'll take you through all the steps needed to hopefully help get your washing machine fixed and draining water properly. And then at the end we'll have a
top tip.
Now what should be happening is your Bosch washing machine does a washing program, cleans all your clothes nice and clean, and then at the end it does a rinse and spin and drains all the water. But it might be looking like this and the drum is still full of water. In this Bosch video today we're going to be checking the filter, and then if that doesn't fix the problem we're going to be checking the drainage pipework. Before we get started on all these tasks, it is definitely worth having a lovely cup of tea. But first of all, let's check the Bosch washing machine filter, or the coin catcher. Now it's very important that you switch off the washing machine and unplug it just to be 100% safe. Then you need to isolate the cold water, so track the cold water feedback from the back of the washing machine and then switch that off. I've just got a tap here, so turn that 90 degrees. If you cannot locate that, then you can turn your water off at the stopcock. It's a good idea to know where your main stopcock is, just in case you've got any plumbing problems in the future. If you cannot locate your main stopcock, you can turn it off in the street, but don't do that if you live in a block of flats, otherwise everybody in the flat is not going to have any water. If you've got any water left in your drum, open the door carefully and get rid of as much of this as possible using a sponge. And the filter on the Bosch washing machine on this model is down at the front on the bottom right hand side. Now you're going to need a tray and you're going to need an old towel to soak up any water. To remove this cover, just pull down at the top and just pull it out. And that is where the filter is. Now I've just got this old takeaway tray which I had a beef lasagna, I think, very tasty. What we're going to do first is drain some of the water away, so just pull this hose out, unclip the end nozzle, and then excess water will pour out into this tray. And I can tell you what, if you had smell-o-vision you would go, ugh, because this water stinks. And that is why we're going to run the drum clean option at the end to clean through the washing machine. And there's a link above now about what to do if your curtains are sticking on your curtain rails. Really good tip. Remember to put that plug back in the end of the hose. And then slot it back into place. And now let's remove the filter. Let's just empty that tray of water. Then I'm going to put the tray back, and I've just cut this down a bit in size just so I can get it underneath. Now you can lift up the washing machine, but if you haven't got access, just use a smaller tray. Now start undoing the filter anti-clockwise. Now if you've got something stuck in there like a hair clip, this might be really stiff, so you might have to do it back up and undo it again, and that will hopefully release any debris. Now with this one, I'm not going to undo it completely because the tray will fill up very quickly. So just undo it a small amount, let the tray fill up and then tighten it back up. Otherwise you're going to get water all over your floor. And that is why we've got the towel there just as backup to soak up any water. So let's just empty this tray first. And there's a link above now about how to clean your UPVC guttering so it stays clean. Then we can put the tray back into position and undo the filter again and drain off any excess water. I'm going to speed this footage up. Now in the end I did this about 4 times. And this is the final time. So I'm just going to undo it all the way. And this water is a bit whiffy. I mean, it really does smell. I'm just going to pull it out here. We can see we've got no debris, but we've got bits of dirt. And it smells. I mean, this filter isn't actually too bad. This is what you normally find in the filter. Bent hair clips. Coins which come out of people's pockets. Another one of the main culprits is hairbands, and occasionally you will get face masks as well. What you need now is your partner's toothbrush.
Lurgs,
Have you been using my toothbrush for cleaning the washing machine again?
Then take a washing up bowl, fill it with hot soapy water, take your partner's toothbrush and
Lurgs?
just give this filter a really good clean so it's sparkling clean. Perfect, that's all nice and clean, ready to go back in, but not just yet. We're back down at the washing machine here. Take your partner's toothbrush, again with some hot soapy water. If you've got any debris in here, or mould or gunk, just use that toothbrush and just drag it out. What you also want to be doing is checking that impeller / propeller can spin round freely at the back. That's what drains all the water from your washing machine. This one's looking pretty good. We're just giving that a really good scrub. Fabulous. Now we're ready to put the filter back in. Now don't try and force this in, it should just go in very naturally. And then we're turning it clockwise to tighten it up. And it should just lock into position in the upright position. There we go. Fabulous. Now we can put the cover back on. Just line it up and push it home. Great stuff. Then remember to plug the Bosch washing machine back in and switch it on. And also remember to turn on the cold water mains feed. And now we're ready to run the drum clean option. Now there's lots of different ways of doing this, but I've got Dr. Bettman's washing machine cleaner. This is basically a powder and you pour it straight into the drum. Right, let's close the door. And on this particular washing machine, the Bosch Series 4, we've got a drum clean option. Now this is a specific program to clean the whole washing machine, and it will run through hot water at 90 degrees centigrade, so it's very, very hot. If you haven't got a drum clean option, you might have a service option. If not, just select the hottest washing program you can, and then select the temperature of 90 degrees centigrade. I've just started this program, and I'm just going to put the child lock on, which I always do. And let's get started. Now this Dr. Bettman's is really good stuff. This is a deep clean washing machine cleaner, and it will thoroughly clean out your washing machine, and it eliminates 99.9% of bacteria, any microorganisms, and basically it will make it hygienically fresh and smell fantastic. This washing machine program takes about an hour and 10 minutes, so I will cut this footage right down. But what will happen is you will get a lot of soapy suds inside the washing machine, and this is completely normal because it's giving it a thorough cleanse. This is with 55 minutes left, and you can see the inside of the drum is almost completely full with detergent and soap, and that's looking absolutely fabulous. I think this is what they call suds lock. Now keep children away from here because this glass will get extremely hot. The water is 90 degrees centigrade and that can burn. Now we're halfway through and I'm getting hungry, so I think I might have my lunch. And I've got a wrap here and a Scotch egg, and someone else is after it. Our puppy Daisy. So I'm just going to sit in the garden, have my lunch while the drum clean option is going through. And the cycle has finished, so I'm just going to turn the child lock off. Turn the machine off, you hear the door open click. Open the door. I tell you what a difference. That smells absolutely fantastic. It's a really good idea to wash this drum clean option every couple of months. When you finish the wash, it's a good idea to keep the dispenser drawer slightly ajar just to help it ventilate. It really does smell fabulous. Fresh as a daisy. If that hasn't fixed it, it's time to check your drainage pipe work. And there's generally two types. There's the type where the drainage pipe from the back of the washing machine goes into your under sink unit. And there's another type where it just sits on the back of the wall and you've got drainage pipework like this. So let's concentrate on this one first, and I'll show you the one under the sink later on. So remove your drainage hose. It literally just pulls out. Check for any blockages inside. This one's actually not too bad, but there's lots of sludge on the outside. So give that a really good clean in some hot soapy water. And the easiest way to check for any blockages inside this drainage pipework is to take your phone, put it into video mode with the flashlight on, and just video down inside there, check the footage and see if you can see clear water or any sludge. This one actually doesn't look too bad, but I'm just going to remove the U-bend at the bottom of this drainage pipework just to show you how this works. Now the U-bend is there to stop any smells coming back into the kitchen. And it also helps catch any sludge and grime. So just undo these nuts here. Hopefully nobody's glued them on and they're easy to remove. Make sure you've got a tray ready and an old towel, because you will get some water out of here. That is now disconnected. And this water is actually not looking too bad. So I'm just going to drain that into the sink. But if that was full of sludge, make sure you put that in the bin and then give it a really good clean with hot soapy water. And make sure that's nice and clear. Now, if that was full of sludge, that would not be helping with your washing machine and the water draining. This is now ready to go back on. So we just tighten these nuts up here. And then, very important, remember to put your washing machine drainage hose back in. Otherwise, next time you do a washing program, you'll get water all over the floor. Don't push it all the way down to the bottom, just let it rest in the top, about 8 inches down. Now the other type, as I mentioned previously, is where the Bosch washing machine drainage hose is connected to your under sink unit. Again, have a bucket ready for any excess water. And you're checking for any blockages. This one is actually not looking too bad. The hose and the connector are free of any blockages, so I can just put that back on. This one's got a metal clip as well. And as previously, if you undo these nuts here and check for any sludge in this U-bend, if that is full of sludge, put that in the bin, make sure it's nice and clear, and then reinstall it. If you didn't do it earlier, then plug the washing machine back in and switch it on, and remember to turn the cold water feed back on. And then run a 90° centigrade washing program or a drum clean option with Dr. Beckman's washing machine cleaner, just to give it a good flush through. And hopefully that is your washing machine draining properly. If it still isn't draining properly, and if you can get outside, check your drainage outside, lift any manhole covers if you can, make sure that that's all running smoothly and clear. If you cannot access that, I recommend a CCTV drainage survey. If that is all nice and clear, then it could be you've got a drainage pump fault in your washing machine, or a computer board fault, in which case it's time to call out a washing machine technician. Now for a
top tip.
After a washing machine program, always leave your dispenser drawer slightly ajar and the drum door slightly ajar, just to help with ventilation and stop any smells forming. And I'll tell you what, I think I'm going to have another cup of tea. Absolutely fabulous. Oh, don't forget to put your partner's toothbrush back.
Lurgs.
If you found that video useful, please subscribe by pressing this button down here so you don't miss more videos on how to save you time and money. There's also some other videos around the edges of the screen here. If any of those are useful to you, then you can select those now. Thank you for visiting my channel, everyone. I really appreciate it.